Introducing first, the challenger. He fights out of the blue corner and stands with his head trainer, Ben Davison. He wears the white and green. He scaled 8 stone, 13 pounds, 5 ounces. His professional record, 24 victories, 2 defeats. He has 14 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the former Commonwealth Featherweight champion and the reigning British Featherweight champion, fighting out of and proudly representing his home of Gedling, Nottingham, England, Lethal Leigh Wood. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. He is the defending world champion, and he stands with his head trainer, Pedro Diaz. He wears the white and blue. He scaled 8 stone, 13 pounds, 3 ounces. His professional record, 18 victories, 2 defeats. He has 3 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Beijing, China, introducing the reigning and defending WBA Featherweight champion of the world, the Monster, Zhu Can.
The final instructions to the fighters administered, the final words from Ben Davison in the corner of Leigh Wood. "12 rounds, WBA regular version of the World Featherweight title is on the line, but so much more for Leigh Wood in terms of the opportunities. A win tonight would open up. He's got to start with authority though.
Has to remain calm internally as well. Emotionally, has to try and stay composed with the pressure that Khan puts on. That will be one of the biggest challenges he faces tonight. Also can't pull out high with his head. As Khan looks to get closer, he look to throw the right hand over the top and the left hook. Oh, tip of the legs there, I think it was more from a slip.
And we'll have the punch totals for you at the end of this contest. They could be crucial. The question is, can Leigh Wood go about negating the usual volume? And
he has to hit Khan with something hard early, just to get that little bit of respect, to make him second guess walking into distance like this.
Khan's defense is pretty tight when he's not punching, but the gaps do appear when he lets his hands go. And that's inevitable when you throw as many shots as he does. It's whether Leigh Wood can, as you say, be calm in the storm and find the gaps as they appear. Just thuds the right hand round the side of the guard as you can respond.
Even for Leigh Wood, even though Khan has that kind of peekaboo earmuffs defense, if Leigh Wood just puts something strong on the gloves, he'll feel it. Khan will feel it, and he'll know he's in with a punch up.
Well, it is a new style from Leigh Wood. We've been used to seeing him on the back foot, switch hitting, that with Ingles fundamentals base that he spent so many years crafting, and he is an excellent switch hitter. But we did see a new style against Rees Mould in his victory for the British title. Hand positions changed, and he is more aggressive on that front foot. Ben Davison said he couldn't believe the power when he first took him on the pads, and said, why have you not been a front foot fighter to this point?
He's using his left hand to hold Khan off, really, mixing the tempo and the power in that jab in the left hand, but he has to be careful not to leave it out there hanging too much.
10 seconds of round number 1. Really interesting fight so far. You can always remember the feathers that were ruffled by Pedro Diaz when he was announced as Miguel Cotto's trainer for the Floyd Mayweather fight some 10 or so years ago. It was about as competitive as anyone was against Floyd Mayweather, certainly the second era of his reign as champion. On to work, of course, with Gamer Rigondo and many others, but highly revered trainer in the corner of Zhu Shan. And Ben Davison, well, he's taken a number of highly established names and had success with them. This would be, for him as a young trainer, in the fledgling part of his career, Andy, by a long way the biggest win, regardless of the level of opponents, the level of fighters that he's trained to this point.
Most definitely, this is Ben Davis' biggest win as a coach. Just because he's got the underdog in this fight by a long way. Good right hand from Zhu Shan there.
Wood's hand position there good, as Zhu Shan just finished that combination on a left hook. As you say, if he has felt the power of those shots, he'll know that he can't just maraud in aimlessly.
Yeah, I think that's why we haven't seen the volume or the output that we would expect from Khan so far. He knows he has to stay a little bit tight.
Against Jesus Rojas, when he came over and won that version of the WBA title, it was really a kind of you go, I go affair. Rojas didn't punch with him and exploit the gaps. Manny Robles had a little bit more success with that, but Leigh Wood so far is doing a little bit of both. He's having some success in this second round. Stabs to the body. Good combination punching from the Nottinghamshire fighter.
Good right uppercut on the inside, then 2 shots to the body.
Just changed the arc on that right hand on a couple of occasions too. Put it down the middle and then came around the side with it as well. He's not being bossed around, and Zhu Shan is affording him the respect, giving him time to work.
When you have this type of defense that Khan has, there are a lot of downsides, but 2 of the biggest ones are it blocks your peripheral, so you don't usually see a lot of shots coming, and you can get hurt.
You see him there always catch and counter with the same hand. Zhu Shan, if you catch him with a
good right hand from Leigh Wood. And plus, you take shots on the gloves, which actually the power can actually transfer through and hurt you as well.
Lovely jab off the feint there.
And what I like about Leigh Wood now is that he's quite calm, quite relaxed. The kind of tension he was carrying in his shoulders, which burns up a lot of energy in the first round, is gone. And he's looking quite comfortable. Good round.
Zhu Shan has taken 2 rounds so far to throw the number of punches we'd normally see him throw 1 by this point in a contest. That is telling.
Picking up he is a little bit at the start of this round. Matching Leigh Wood. Punching when Leigh Wood punches.
Thudding right hand around the side of the guard from both fighters. Shooting that jab from the hip. Leigh Wood whips the right hand around the side of the guard as well. Shan just working away on the inside.
Hands up, both of you. Ready? Box.
He's got lightning quick feet, Zhu Shan, and he made a defence against Shun Kubo, a tall, rangy southpaw who had a bit of success. He was in between Robles and Rojas, and he had a bit of success, but when he held his feet, that was when he came unstuck, kind of broke him up. But Leigh Wood is just turning around and keeping him on the reset.
Nice little spell from Khan there. Leigh Wood got caught, as I said earlier, keeping that left hand out there, trying to stiff arm him, and Khan just flew around it, landed 3 or 4 shots.
Blood from the nose of the champion.
Good jab from Khan. Really picked it up in this round.
And again, catches and counters up the middle. All those shots will be sapping and draining. Again, Leigh Wood just got to be careful on the turn there. That overhand right just glanced the head, but lovely 3-punch combination. Zhu Shan responds. It's good stuff to watch this. Clean work.
Beautiful punch from Leigh Wood.
Back round the right side.
Sold in the right hand off a little feint with the left hand. Draw the lead, isn't he, and then come back at him.
Yeah, but this has been a really good round for Khan. He's picked it up, and you can see
I feel the experiences I've been through have mentally prepared me for what's to come. At some point, every fighter has to step out of the shadow and into the spotlight. Could this be his night? As you say, Zhu Shan starting now to just get in that familiar rhythm that we have come to know.
But the more Khan opens up, the more opportunities Leigh Wood will have.
This is with the right hand, almost slipped there as he rotated. Leigh Wood again just sells him that kind of faint uppercut, but that's the combination punching that Zhu Shan's so renowned for. He's out punching Leigh Wood, but only just at the moment. He's landed about 209 punches to 190 on the score totals that are constantly just ticking over. Although we know that Leigh Wood will hold the power advantage in terms of the single shots, Zhu Shan, when he has been caught on occasions and the head has been snapped back, he's never looked like a fighter that he's worried about getting hit clean. He's never looked ruffled or mentally fragile on any level.
Really good body shot, definitely from Khan, and he's much more effective, Khan, when he has when he's moving his head. When he has an active defense instead of a passive defense, much more effective, because from that slip, when he slips a punch, he's able to come back with punches just like that. And he's going to the body now, and I think, as you can see, Wood's hand starting, especially the left hand, is starting to drop a bit. Jab to the body to Khan, and a right hand to the head. Just has to pick it up a little bit, Leigh Wood. Has to pick it up a little bit more.
Just tried to switch there. He's a very effective switch hitter, Leigh Wood. He says it feels like a mental reset for him and a physical one too. He's often landed some crucial punches in fights off the switch to southpaw.
And even though he's had success early with the right uppercut, he has to be very careful, because now Khan is starting to time it and throw the right hand at the same time. I'd like to see Leigh Wood pick up his feet a little bit more, have a little bit more life in his feet. Maybe just break the rhythm of Khan by stepping off, feinting and moving. And don't be afraid to tie Khan up if he's feeling the pace. Good body shot though. Good uppercut.
Landed that a couple of times in this round, snapped the head back. They're the champion. Measuring that distance with the jab. Right hand behind it. Good finish to the round for Leigh Wood. He's given two options, as you can, in Leigh Wood and Jordan Gill. They're both good friends, sparring partners. They've known each other a long time. They had a look at both guys and they chose Leigh Wood as their opponent tonight. I wonder what he's thinking of that decision so far. Good fight as we go into this fifth round. Shan just missing with a double jab right hand. Leigh Wood ties him up.
Interesting you say that about Gill, because I wonder how that makes Leigh Wood feel. Does it make him feel inferior that he's been a chosen opponent, or does it fire him up to show them that he's made a mistake?
For him at 32 off the back of a loss to Jazza Dickens, I imagine grateful for the opportunity that he maybe never thought would arrive. And certainly there'll be no bitterness at all from the part of Jordan Gill. He will want, with everything he's got, to see his friend lift the belt and move his way up the rankings. All for one and one for all, but so far good distance management this from Wood on the back foot. So Shan's to little out of range with a jab. They come together now. Good 1-2 combination there from Khan.
Had a good start to the round, Wood, but has to be careful not to leave that left hand hanging out there. Big right hand from Khan over the top. Another one. Wood has to get that left hand up. Block that right hand with his own right glove.
Yeah, just as he peeled off to the left-hand side. He's just keeping him turning all the time, trying to break his tempo and his rhythm, just to keep the champion guessing, but he's starting to get in a flow now. Nice right hand from Khan there.
Doesn't always have to engage with Khan. He can feint and walk off. Feint and walk off to give him a hard feint. Walk off and buy himself a little time. Make Khan reset. At the moment, he's kind of fell into a rhythm where he's exchanging with him and meeting him every time with punches. And just as the rounds wear on, he's often coming off second best. Had a good start to the round. Khan's starting to take over now.
Of course, the question will be, how disciplined can he be with this new style? He's only been with Ben Davison for less than a year, and we've seen fighters, when they get into the trenches, and they've only been with a new coach a certain amount of time, they can revert to type. I mean, that type is a pretty good one. He's a very adept switch hitter, very good on the back foot. Oh, walks him into a lovely uppercut there.
I'd love to see him put the left hook behind that uppercut just once and then take his head off the line. He's looking for it all the time.
Isn't he? Yeah.
Good
round. No. They're approaching the halfway point of this contest.
Layson tied. One thing Leigh Wood has is a great communicator in his corner, Ben Davison. And if you listen closely, you'll hear him talking through the round, giving instructions constantly. And most of the time, Wood follows. Lovely right hand from Woods there, just found that little gap.
You mentioned the communication. Of course, Pedro Diaz doesn't speak Chinese, and they talk in kind of numerical combinations, and they have a way of communicating that they believe is completely effective. No need for translation in the corner, according to Diaz. That's right hand there from Leigh Wood. Around the side of the guard that time.
He's having a really good round so far, Leigh Wood.
Constant lateral movement. He's always the one to move first, just forcing the reset and I guess kind of leading the dance. It's down to Zhu Can to put the pressure on, close that gap and let his hands go as he loves to up close. Never ever see Zhu Can hold. He's a really, really tough guy to even get in the clinch. You see Leigh Wood here trying to hold, and Zhu Can is so busy thinking about working. Rarely do you see him tie his opponent up. He always just wants to go head to head with his opponent and let the hands go.
There's that uppercut again. Good variety from Leigh Wood here. He's really just mixing it up, changing his jab to the body, jab to the head out, jab, shoulder jab, and then a good right hand, either straight or around the side. Can't pull out high though. Can't pull out high just like that because he'll get caught at the tail end of the shot.
Sinking that right hand into the body, you can hear the impact, feel it ringside.
And that variety from Wood is keeping Khan in his box, is keeping Khan closed up and unable to throw his own shots. Really good. This has been a really good round for Wood here.
Now someone behind us said, enjoy your world title, Leigh. Well, he's got 6 rounds to go yet. Long, long way to go against a fighter like this.
Billy, thank you very much. Let's get back into the action.
So into round 7 then. Jukan, the champion, with the black gloves. Leigh Wood in the white gloves. And just turning around his man, stepping around him, uses far less of the ring in this new style. It's a far more economical style than the one we're used to seeing. There's more authority behind his work. It's a more measured approach, but, well, he's having a good little spell here.
And there's something of the old school about this style in terms of where he keeps his right hand right under his chin, not on the side of his face, right under his chin. And I can't count how many shots he's blocked just because that hand is placed under his chin and not on the side of his head.
And just trying to strong arm the champion, just turns again, uppercut through the middle.
Khan just walking forward now with that high guard, trying to make Leigh Wood fight at a faster pace than he's comfortable with. If you want to come, you're going to have to pay the price, says Leigh Wood. I really like that jab to the body from Wood.
Just always changing the levels with that jab hand, keeping the champion guessing. Jukan just sinks a couple of shots into the body, but again has the head lifted by that uppercut. Right hand round the side. And he's switching sides really well with his attacks, Leigh Wood, but he hates the right hand over the top. That jab hand just came back a little low and he was in range.
We're all waiting for this onslaught from Khan to start,
Yeah.
but it's not coming. And in the meanwhile, Leigh Wood's picking these shots and maybe picking up these rounds too.
He just found a way to defuse the bomb.
He's got caught at a couple of right hands, just pulling out high with his head up high this round. But in no means is he outclassed or overmatched here. He's right in this fight, Leigh Wood.
Very rarely do you see Zushan reduce to single shots. He is not a man that often uses the jab at all. It is 4s, 5s, way too high, and he started to move down the weights from there, all the way down to 126, where he's been his most effective. Leigh Wood just blocking the guard with that forearm. Next onto a left hook. And that's that lovely switch. And he said when he switches, Andy, he feels like he's a completely renewed fighter. It gives the left-hand side a bit of a breather, and he feels like every shot he throws is crisp and fresh.
I wonder how. It's an interesting, yeah. I'd like to see him stay southpaw just for a different look, just to give Gant something else to think about.
Yeah, when he does switch, typically he doesn't change stances for long, but he is effective. Sometimes you see fighters switch and it's a little tokenistic, but with him it's always got purpose, and he's so often landed key shots and hurtful punches off the stance change, and he's back to orthodox already, Leigh Wood.
Beautiful work.
Hands high and tight, and he's missing with the singles that are coming back and the returns. That left hook there.
Even if these shots are landing on the gloves, it's Leigh Wood who's catching the eye. In terms of the judges, it's Leigh Wood who's throwing shots. It's Leigh Wood's, you know, and some of them will be having an effect because they will be. Cam will be feeling them. Good body shot from the southpaw stance.
Again, just catches him with the left hand, just blocks the gloves with that forearm, throws the left hook off the side, then comes around the right. He's in the flow here, Leigh Wood, and a great deal is coming back.
I think he's starting to fancy this.
I think you might be right. I think this crowd might sense it too. He's pushed Zucan right back into his shell here. Nice double left hook there.
Yeah, just after
Zucan.
that, he's trying to save up a little bit of energy after that barrage of punches, Leigh Wood, and now he's paying the price for it. Got caught a couple, but comes back with a good body shot.
He's only got 20 seconds to go in the round. He could quite easily get on his bike and just see it out.
Yeah, hasn't used much footwork in the fight. Has chosen to stand and basically toe-to-toe with Khan throughout the whole fight.
And in stark contrast, really, to what we saw, certainly pre the Rees-Mogg fight for the British title. That was, of course, the first fight under Ben Davison. He was incredibly disciplined with that new style and approach, and they'd only worked together for about 8 weeks there. Ryan Doyle, he was really good against David Oliver Joyce, the Rio Olympian, who put him under sustained pressure in their contest, but he got the late stoppage. Jazza Dickens was a brilliant fight at York Hall. Ernie Belly was there alongside his old trainer and mentor Dave Colwell in opposite corners for that fight for the first time. And then, of course, against Rees-Mogg under this new style. Those learning experience, that activity, well, so far it's looking like it's paying dividends. He rips that double left hook, double left hand to the body, then the right hook off the southpaw stance. Zucan is working away furiously with that free hand. Is he just relying on Leigh Wood's lack of preparation 5 or 6 weeks out? Is he thinking that maybe he'll get tired and he'll start to have opportunities? There's a familiar combination. Wood has been so assured behind the jab. The distance control, he's stepping out with it too. Just keeping that gap long. Finding the gaps when and where they appear. Shan just looking for that right hand over the top of the jab. What a fizzing right hand off a 3-punch combination.
As I said in the McCarthy-Golden-Smith fight, a lot of times the pre-fight narrative is flipped on its head. It's actually Wood who's outlanding Khan here, and his Khan is being more economical.
Of course, whether that is due to the inactivity, whether Wood has found the antidote to his style, or maybe it's just a bit of both. Oh, lovely left hand through the guard. This is what we talked about with the switch hitting. It's effective when he does do it. He comes around the side.
He threw 2 left hands to the body, just like that, and with the same rhythm, looked as if he was going to the body and shot it straight to the chin.
Before and after,
It's going down to that body again. Ooh,
oh, that was a good leg shot there from Zhu Shan. Good shot from the champion, but Leigh Wood seems to have taken it well. Goes up and down with that jab again.
And in the corner, they're massaging his legs, trying to wake him up. Leigh Wood has a wonderful opportunity here now to become a world champion, to change his life, to maintain this, the way he's boxing, sustain what he's doing, and even try and pick it up as the fight goes on.
Shan just having a little bit of success.
Yeah, can't pull out
his hands
high.
together.
Can't pull out high. Has to have a low exit or move off to the side. Just can't pull back in a straight line.
Just a sense of urgency in the champion's work. He maybe senses he's behind now.
Or maybe, like Tony said, in between rounds, he'll look to pick it up in the second half.
Half steps there, Leigh, half steps. Flank, break rhythm.
And Wood just strong arming him, trying to exit to the left hand side, stabs to that body again, been consistent with that all night long.
Half a step after that.
Good 1-2 from Zhu Shan.
After that, Leigh.
Just holding his feet a little more in this round, Leigh Wood, and just giving the champion some opportunities. Stiff right hand got through that time from Shan.
Can't hold his feet too much. Has to keep stepping and stepping and stepping, and doesn't want to exchange with Khan. Keep him at the end of the jab. Keep him at long range.
Now the legs of Leigh Wood just starting to get a little bit tired. Is this where he needs to dig in? So much good work to this point. Cannot let it slip now. Shan just opening up the valves, trying to sit down on his punches, trying to put a dent in the challenger. Hasn't managed to do so far.
Well, with that, if Woods can just... Oh,
good two-punch combination. Saw the head lift up there of Leigh Wood.
Just about to say, if Woods can compose himself here while Khan is throwing shots and just land one of those big punches in between this could be a successful moment for Wood, but it's just getting carried away with the volume of Khan. Been a big round for Khan, this. Big answer and a big response.
Certainly a champion's response as Wood just thumps that southpaw left
when
hand
Woods
down
has
the
it
middle.
like this at long range, he's having it all his own way.
He's got to keep him long. 20 seconds to go in round number 10. The right hook and then the left to the body.
He's finished the round really well, Wood. And looks like he's hurt Khan.
Swipes the long left to the body to finish the round.
I think he's shown that he can mix it at this level. You know, here in Britain, the featherweight scene is really hot at the moment. You have so many good fighters, and he's put himself maybe at the top of them.
And he'll be watching intently to Jazza Dickens and Kid Galahad, who will battle for that vacant IBF title that came about as a result of the Warrington and the Zucan fight not being made in March. And then, of course, Josh Warrington in his own rerun with Maurizio Lara at Headingley Stadium in September. The landscape has changed dramatically, and Leigh Wood has put himself, win or lose, in the mix. Stiff uppercut to the body. Zucan marches forwards again. Into a 1-2 though.
Ben Davison calling for the southpaw.
And a mark of confidence too at this stage of the contest, that he's looking fresh enough to switch stances and find gaps from the southpaw stance. I don't know what it sounds like at home, but ringside you can hear the snap of Wood's punches, the heavier handed shots landed, and that's what the judges will be hearing too. He's lead-handed, isn't he? Oh, lovely combination punching from Leigh Wood, starting to really put them together now.
Now switch it up. Low then high.
Zucan has eaten all sorts in these first 2 minutes. And he digs in now, lets 5 or 6 go, lands a couple.
But nothing really on those shots. I love the variety from Leigh Woods, the creativeness, you know, the improvisation in the moment, to step back in from the southpaw, to step back in from the orthodox with what shouldn't be the right hand to punch with. He's really fancying this now. 2 rounds to go. He's the one who you think was the champion.
Switch back up when you can.
Now, you always know from talking to a fighter's corner during fight week whether there's genuine belief or whether it's make-believe, and there was genuine belief. It's Ben Davison, Lee Wiley and their team that he could do this. They'd obviously seen plenty in the gym, knew what he was capable of. They'd seen the adjustments that he made. And while this may be a surprise to us and many of you watching at home, it won't be a surprise to them. Oh, he's a big right hand there from...
Catch him early, keep him at long range, keep him at the end of that jab, keep stepping around.
Well, I don't know whether he heard you, but he's done exactly that in his first 10 seconds. Khan has started fast, he's pressing forward, he's going to take risks here. And that may present opportunities for Wood.
I think Khan might need to go for broke here, but I don't know if he has it in the tank.
Body work to soften the legs of the champion and taking the sting out of the tail. It's been consistent.
Good right hand
from
from
Wood.
Khan.
It was, and the
Woods doesn't need to hold his feet. Gotta keep stepping and jabbing.
Well, how he's controlled the tempo and the pace and where the fight's taken place was not what anybody expected. But you're watching it, it's happening. Steps to the southpaw stance again, stepping around his man, making Zucan fall over. He's tired and weary now, he's got to dig in. He's worked hard his whole life to win that title. He won't want to let it slip away, but he will sense that it is here. A minute 30 or so to go in this final round.
Hand on the way out, hand on the way out.
Good right hand followed by an uppercut from Leigh Wood. That jab to the body has kept Khan at bay all night. Good right hand. And again. Straight back down to the body with the jab.
Well, he spent a long time in boxing's wilderness, Leigh Wood, teaming back up with Dave Caldwell. Oh, he's taken a good shot there from Zucan. He's not out of the woods yet. The champion just sensing a moment here.
Just tie him up.
Oh, huge right hand from Leigh Wood has put a punctuation on a fabulous performance against Zucan.
Caught him with the right hand. Caught him with the right hand. Same time he's thrown the left hook.
And he walks straight onto it.
Can he get a finish? Can he finish this?
Zucan in big trouble as Leigh Wood putting his hands together here.
He's going to stop it. There's no corner going to stop him.
Marcus McDonald's having a look at Zucan. He stopped it. Leigh Wood has the night of his life here in the Matchroom Square Garden. What a victory. He embraces Ben Davison. And his dreams have come true at Fight Camp.
What a night, what a finish. Sensational, Leigh Wood take a bow.
And they said all week they could do it, they believed they could. The experience, the activity, the hard yards, and that never say die attitude. And what a performance Leigh Wood has put together tonight. Well, Ben Davison too has had his critics, Andy, and people have suggested that he's taken on seasoned champions and never really had a big win with an underdog. Well, he has done tonight, and this is his victory as well as Leigh Wood. That is the replay, dumped by a right hand as he stepped in square. We knew, Andy, the gaps would present themselves. Listen, and he was fatigued there.
Credit to Ben Davison, credit to Leigh Wood. The blueprint and the game plan was set out by Ben Davison, and Leigh Wood followed it to a T, perfection. He's over here at ringside hugging with his mother, I think.
Well, every fighter dreams of a night like this. Andy, you were lucky enough to experience it yourself. Darren, to our right, was as well. What does it feel like?
You can't put it into words, and listen, it'll take a long time for it to sink in. But that's how you do it. That's how you go out and win a world title. Listen, let's not leave it in the hands of the judges. Go out there, and if there's a chance to finish the fight, go for it. After that knockdown, he would have been well within his right to play it safe, to stay on the outside, to box and move. But he went out there and went for the finish, and finished like a world champion. Well done, Leigh Wood.
Well done indeed. Well, that is the face of a beaten man. He was slowly but surely broken up over the 12 rounds, and right at the death, the right hand dumped him on the canvas, and he never truly recovered. And what a way he put those shots together to close what has been an unbelievable night of action. But night one of Fight Camp 2021, they said no easy fights. We haven't seen any easy fights tonight. And well, if that is a flavour of things to come over the next 3 weeks, we are in for an absolute treat here. As Jucan embraces his man, he will be disappointed, no doubt. But Leigh Wood, what a night for him here in the English countryside. He'll never ever forget this. David Diamante is standing by to read out the official result for this one. Let's hand you over to him.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Marcus McDonald calls a halt to this contest. The official time of the stoppage, 2 minutes and 43 seconds of the 12th and final round. For your winner by RSC and the new WBA Featherweight Champion of the World from Gedling, Nottingham, England, Lethal